Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had that homie that used to use Moco de Gorilla in his hair, smash that subscribe button. Go ahead and have him smash it right now. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to the following patrons: Alejandro, Trailero760, Winston, Michael Mua, El Skid, Nathan, Trailero760, if I haven't already said it, Hobie Cat, Mika Boy, Lead with Love, Albert 12, Soulstar LA, AI Vega, Esquiel, Miguel, Big Bad 48, JT, Nova, Jack, Linda, Michigan Wolverines, Marius, Chevelle 66, Gigi, Abuelita's Journey, and Daus Herrero. Furthermore, want to give a shout out to those that gave super chats and blessings on my last videos: Esquiel times 2, Chris, El Skid, Big Joe 67, 420 all day in Visa. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. This episode right here, man. By now, I think you have gathered that Donovan is the worst prison in the world. Yeah, that's kind of even stretching. I mean, you do got like El Salvador and stuff like that, but it's pretty damn bad. And that a bunch of weird, wacky stuff happens there. Abnormal. Okay. And that I very disliked it. And I was not a fan of that place. I've recently found myself telling stories or speaking on the fact that, hey, I was watch commander, but I walked over to Charlie Yard to go fix a problem. I was Delta Yard lieutenant. This is when I was a lieutenant. Delta Yard lieutenant, but I walked over to Charlie Yard to fix a problem. It dawned on me, damn, you were always over there on Charlie Yard. Yes, there is a thing called cross covering. I don't even think I've spoken on cross covering yet. Now, Hector, what the hell does cross covering mean? Well, it means that my job that I bid for was Delta Yard Lieutenant. Meaning I had that coming, right? So I'm supposed to show up to work every day. Here's my Delta Yard Lieutenant office. Got my computer. Gonna open my Amazon. Gonna drink my coffee. Well, every day they put out a supervisor list where all the sergeants and lieutenants are working. And every single day, your boy was cross covering. Delta Yard, or I don't say C Yard, being cross covered by Delta Lieutenant. Oh no. Which means that I had dual roles. I had to be at two places at once. Well, Hector, surely the administration recognized that and cut you guys some slack. Oh, absolutely not. Oh my goodness. And I wasn't the only one that cross covered. Don't get me twisted. The whole prison always was getting screwed over, dicked around. They would burn you. I seen this firsthand when I was a public information officer, the PIO. They would burn you if something went wrong on the other facility, and something always went wrong. Trust me. So it's like, hey man, buffoonery, right? Clearly, I can't be at two places at once. Clearly, this prison's a dump. Clearly, this administration is buffoonery, and I'm gonna resign and make a YouTube channel. So here we go. On this particular day, now I had a bad habit of checking my cell phone, my work email on my cell phone. Yeah, I went through phases where I would check it, where I would not check it. And then I was the public information officer and the crisis response team commander, where I had a state cell phone and I had to pretty much be on call 24/7. So I had no choice but to see those emails and reply at times. I am driving down the new Amazon building down there in Otay Mesa, right by Donovan. Big giant Amazon building. And I look at my phone to check the supervisor list. That's what I would check it for. See where I was working, seeing where I was cross covering, if I was cross covering. And oh no, man. I seen my name on every freaking yard. Alpha yard, Bravo yard, Charlie yard, Delta yard, Echo yard, and of course they redirected me to watch commander, meaning that was my bid spot, Delta, and they removed me and put me in watch commander. Watch commander is probably the most important position, and this had to have been a weekend. Clearly, it was a weekend. So definitely, the watch commander is in charge, running the whole prison, like the highest rank at the prison. And I was the only freaking lieutenant there. So I'm like, this has to be a joke. I'm being pranked right now. I'm being punked. A small piece of me was like, nah, this is legit. Because I had a sergeant, a friend from Centinela, a white boy, and he promoted a sergeant at Donovan. And one night on first watch, the graveyard shift, he covered all the yards. And I remember taking a picture of, I'm going to post a picture of the lieutenant covering that I did. I downloaded a new, what's it called? Content little editor. So I'll be getting flashy with it, hopefully. So I fucking show up. Whoever was relieving me gave me this look, and I gave him this look back, and they're like, "Yeah, man, it's all you." I'm like, "All right, give him the key, give me the keys, give me the radio, get out of here, man. Go get some rest." Because that person was gonna relieve me. That person was gonna come back. I show up at 6 a.m. That person that just left was gonna come back at 2 p.m. and be my relief. So I was like, "Hey, man, go get some rest, get out of here. I want you to come back. I don't want you to call in sick. I don't want to be here forever." I'm the only lieutenant at the prison. No, that's not a bad thing. It's like, trust me, man. I have enough self confidence, self common sense to not to know what to do if it goes crazy, right? If everything hit the fan, I will be able to be calm, cool, collective, and make decisions. So there I am sitting down in the office, and I hear unresponsive central control code 1, unresponsive inmate housing unit 13. Overdose. The weekend. Right across from the watch commander's office, the watch office, is the TTA, the triage treatment area, the CTC, where the inmates go in there for medical care. I walk across to wait till the ambulance comes, to wait till the little ETV, emergency transport vehicle, the little ambulance at the prison goes, picks up that inmate and brings them back. Well, I'm waiting, and all of a sudden, like, you get track of time, you just feel it. You're like, I get on the radio and I say, hey, 13th floor, Charlie 2, the sergeant, what's the status? Stand by. I'm like, the fuck? The ambulance shows up. Hey, Charlie 2, what's the status? I got the ambulance here. Oh, en route. Oh my God. The inmate, I look at him. Dude's dead. Right? I know when a dude's dead. I know when a dude's not coming back from the dead. I'm like, well, there you go. There you go. I have an incident. Of course, I'm the only lieutenant at the prison. This is early in the morning. And I got a dead inmate on my hands. Did it get worse, Hector? Oh, yes, it gets worse. Of course, it gets worse. So by that time, we already had the AVSS, audio video surveillance system. Those cameras, high definition cameras. I believe we had already had the body worn cameras on site. I believe. Can't recall. We had to have. So it's my job to review the body worn camera. It's my job to review the AVSS video footage on a little computer screen. It's pretty high tech, man. You can see everything. You could like zoom in on the date of like a penny from across the yard. It's pretty good. I like it. Charlie Yard has the worst inmates. EOP, level 4, SNY, DDs, the ones that wear the helmets. Uh, but aside from that, it has all the newest cops, all the brand new fish cops straight from the academy that literally really don't know how to run a yard, a building, a prison. Really, I'm not knocking them. It's the truth. You come out of the academy, they should not throw you to the wolves, literally throwing you to the wolves. The inmate that overdosed was the program clerk for Charlie Yard, meaning he worked inside where the sergeant and the lieutenant are. Me and him conversed a lot. That dude was like a OG type of individual, Mexican dude, level-headed, right? He wasn't wild with it like the remainder of the yard. I told you sometimes you would get some normal ones there. He was a normal one, except he used dope. It's morning chow. They crack the door. The dude's on the toilet, dead or overdosed on the toilet. The new staff goes in there. They crack the door. You see the cellie go to the desk, get whatever was on the desk, which was probably the syringe, right? The rig, the dope, right in front of the two cops, right in front of the two officers that are just watching this. The alarm is blaring. You got inmates walking around still. Trust me, inmates do not get down over there. It is dangerous. And administration fosters that. He flushes the cellmate of the overdose inmate, flushes the dope and the drug paraphernalia. I'm like, oh man, there you go. There goes the evidence. We don't even know if it's a murder. We don't even know if it's a murder. That's the thing. The inmate should be being placed in handcuffs, the cellmate, immediately, ASAP. But these two officers are standing at the door and watching this cellmate flush the evidence. And then, oh my God. The overdosed inmate ends up on the floor. The cellmate gets toilet water and starts splashing it on the dude's face, slapping him in the face, throwing toilet water. And you could just imagine me, man, watching this video like, oh, dear God. Oh, I should have fucking called in sick today. Oh, my God. And minutes are elapsing. And the officers are just watching. And the cellmate is just like performing life-saving measures on this inmate. This is not how it's supposed to go, folks. At all. At all, at all, at all. What it's supposed to look like is, hey man, get down, get the fuck down. Right? Tell the cellmate, get down, put your fucking hands behind your back. Well, you can't cuss no more, you get in trouble, but that's how I would do it. Hey, get down, man. Pull the cellmate out, pull the dead in, and then just start CPR, right? Life-saving measures. Hey, Sally, or hey, partner, go over there and fucking cuff the Sally. Fast, right? Fast, everything's moving. But this was just not that. The cellmate gets up, walks past the cops, walks past them. It was just not cool. It was just fucked up, man. Medical staff gets there, everybody just looking around, and I'm like, oh no, 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 no. Like, this is all fucking bad, man. The inmate died, right? Have to call who I have to call, which are some very important people. And I told you guys that I had to do the next of kin notifications. You call the family members of the loved ones, and you have to notify them of their loved ones passing, the inmate. And I remember on this particular one, and nobody ever told us what we can or can't share over the phone, but I never did share too much. And it was like the brother say, hey, I regret to inform you, your such and such passed away here at Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility. Of course, they do what they do on the end of their phone. Oh no, no, like grieving. clearly. Shock. And then they'll ask what happened. And I don't know if I was over it. I don't know. I had to have said overdose, right? And I never say that. 99.99999% of the time, I don't. Probably the only time I did say what the cause of death was, because it can be a murder, it can be a suicide, it can be an overdose, and I was like, overdose, man. Because I think he was keeping it cool, keeping the calm, level headed, where he truly was inquiring. And he's like, no, he doesn't use dope. And I was like, yeah, he does, man. I didn't tell him he died on the toilet, but that was just a story of a normal day, at Donovan, a normal day of cross covering, a normal day of crazy stuff happening, a normal day of the immense responsibility on us, special staff and especially supervisors, man. We are responsible for it all. And I didn't appreciate that, right? Inmate died. The whole yard was like mourning this inmate. The other inmates. I remember like this chaplain lady was like, "Oh, I was so shook up of about hearing his death," and like me, man, I was just cold, numb. Like honestly, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but honestly, I could care less. As much, I mean, that's just as professional. That's just how cold it, like just how. Hey, it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. The dude fucking overdosed. He died. Right. Period. Man, with that, I don't know what you gather from that. Keep pushing forward.